plants of all type, and they had fungus gnats in there and everything else, and they couldn't control it. And I told that guy, I said, come out after dark. There was about a dozen gecko lizards on my office under the floodlight out there, and he caught about 6, 8 of them, turned them loose, and they up took care of the fungus. They're, you know, they hide during the days. Nobody would see them. And they do a pretty good job keeping catching the insects. Has anybody seen a horned toad lately?
No.
Not lately?
Long time.
It's been a long time since I've seen them.
Out around Brownwood, there to San Angelo, you see them.
I saw one out Big Bend. Nowhere around this place. That's the green monster.
Great picture.
A green monster. It's yeah, it's grasshopper family, but it eats grasshoppers.
All right.
Yeah. That thing would never let me get a side view of him. I move around him, he kept. Yeah, I mean, he had me bluffed.
Flames will scare everybody.
Yeah.
How big is it? About like the size of a grasshopper?
Yeah, very big thing. Yeah, big thing. They ain't grasshoppers. I didn't know that. I didn't know what to do with it. Kim's nursery over in Bastrop. Somebody brought them one in a little cage, and they fed it 2 grasshoppers, 2 small grasshoppers every day. There's the honeybee. No, that's not a honeybee. That's a sweat bee, or a, it's got another name.
The gossip bee, I believe, isn't it?
A what?
Gossip bee.
Could be.
They buzz in the ear.
There's another one. Terrific fly. I believe that's right. Who said that? Oh, well,
Your wife.
You know, they've always said if we lose all the honeybees, what we do for pollination? Well, the Europeans brought the honeybees over. What was doing the pollination before the Europeans? She did. And now she's not like a honeybee. You know, a honeybee will go to a flower and stay there a long time collecting honey. Not her. She's impatient. Let a guy put a bunch of crepe myrtles on our place one day, and they were all about this high, and I had 6, 8 rows of them, about 200 feet long. And boy, there was every kind of being fly to think of, and I always wanted a picture of one of them, but they would never sit still long enough. They drink a little here and there and yonder. Well, I know this one was female. You know how I know? When it realized I had a camera, she stopped and posed. Armadillos. Don't see too many of them anymore. They keep getting killed on the highway. I don't think it'll give you leprosy, will
They do carry it in South Texas.
They do carry it in South Texas. Anyway, they live off of grubs in the ground. And they boil holes. And rattlesnakes share that den with them. And that's a little homeless snake. Y'all recognize her? Lady legs. You notice all these acres around, and lady legs hatch. The little larvae will have rock feet on them. There's one of them that's hatched. That's what a lady larva looks like. That turns into a lady bee. This is the stage that it eats continuously. It eats all the time. Aphids, mostly. Because it's growing and growing and growing, and it needs to store up a lot of food so it can pupate. And then that turns into this. That's where it doubles up. And it hardens up. Then everything in it dissolves and rearranges. Then a beetle comes out with wings and wing covers, male or female. And the back splits for them to come out. That's a lady beetle larva, it's the pupa stage. And we used to think this only happened in California. This is the way they hibernate in California. However, this picture wasn't taken in California. This picture was taken in the mountains, not you know what, about a quarter mile behind the McDonald Observatory in June. So they weren't hibernating. Well, I've shown that to numerous entomologists, and they said, we ain't never seen that. You sure that's West Texas? Yep, that's West Texas. Look at the background, it's West Texas. Since then, I've ran into 2 or 3 people that have seen that in West Texas. And what I think it is you see it's really dry out there right now. And lady beetles live off of other insects. And if there's not enough food supply to go around, they probably just hibernated on that tree. And they may be eating on that lichen that's on there. I don't know. He said they weren't moving. Anyway, since I've shown these pictures, several other people told me they too have seen this in Big Bend area. Lots of lady beetles. That'll turn into some kind of big old beetle or something. Or a butterfly or moth or something. I don't know what it turned into. I didn't see it. Probably a moth sometime. Or a butterfly, who knows? I believe that turns into a moth. Anybody study up on that? Isn't that beauty? That was no other living grove. That's a royal moth. I think it's called royal. Pretty bug. I don't know. That's the gold bug. I thought that was a fictitious bug. When I was in school, I read all the books in the library, and I read Edgar Allan Poe. And he had a story about the gold bug. Did anybody remember reading that story? You did. Wasn't it about this ship where these guys were wrecked on an island, they buried the gold in a certain location, and then they put a skull up in a tree, and if you used to tie a gold bug on a thread and run it through the left eye of that skull, that gold bug would crawl toward where the gold was buried. And I remember that part of the story pretty good. They had a black man climb up there, and they said, now you drop it to the left eye. Well, it crawled off and never did find the gold. So they said, did you drop it to the left eye? Yes, sir, this eye right here. So he went back up there and dropped it to the right eye, and then the gold bug. I didn't find this bug. There was a guy in San Antonio somewhere called me all excited. He said, Malcolm, I'm going to get rich. I found a pure gold bug. And he was cleaning up some grass along his patio back there. And he said, I thought it was a gold nugget. I reached for it and moved, and reached for it and moved. And it has little wings, and it's got wing covers. But over the wing covers, it has a glass dome. In order for that beetle to fly, the glass dome has to fold up.